Good morning, gamers. It's me, the United Kingdom. Life hacks are always good, especially when they're good. Today, I've got 25 1.17 life hacks for you. Today's life hacks have to do with a little bit of everything, including finding, getting, and doing. The common theme here is Minecraft 1.17. Leave a like for more life hacks and enjoy the video. If you ever find yourself looking for an amethyst geode but struggling, like you just can't find one, then instead of looking under the ground, find an ocean. Go to the ocean with a boat and a potion of night vision. Drink the potion of night vision and then start looking around. When you drink night vision, you can see straight through the ocean and you can actually find geodes pretty easily. Look at that thing right there. That's like crazy. Geode right off the bat. Minecraft 1.17 is all about the axolotl, also the glow squid, but definitely the axolotl. There is one problem about these things though. Both of them spawn under the ground in complete darkness inside of water. That could be a little bit tricky to find sometimes. If you ever find yourself looking for an axolotl or a glow squid and you just can't find one, there is one huge, gigantic thing that you can do to make your life a million times easier. Go into your settings, go to music and sounds, and turn subtitles on. Both of these things have unique subtitles. It'll pop up in the bottom corner, axolotl swims. I would have never heard that before, and now I know there's an axolotl somewhere nearby. Also, same with the glow squid, it has a custom subtitle. Look at that, right there, a glow squid and an axolotl. Okay, I admit it, I set this one up myself, but it works, genuinely. Try it out. Life hack number 3. Of course, once you find an axolotl, you're not going to take it out. It doesn't really drop anything, so don't do that. Grab a water bucket, put the axolotl in the bucket. But glow squids, unfortunately, that's not the case for glow squids. When you find a glow squid, they are pretty rare. You're going to want to probably take it out. You take it out, you get the glowing sack, you can make a sign look cool. But don't take it out with a normal sword at all. I guess life hack number 3 is just a basic game functionality thing, but if you take a glow squid out with looting 3, you can get up to 6 glowing sacks from a single glow squid. It's actually kind of insane. When it comes to rare mobs, it's really a no-brainer. Looting 3 every single time when you're taking these things out. Increase the drops. Minecraft 1.17 was the caves and cliffs update, but it also really wasn't at all. There are no caves and cliffs. Unless, of course, you make a custom world. If you make a single biome world, you can actually get the new cave biomes that are coming in 1.18 right now. If we look carefully through all of the biomes, we will find the dripstone caves higher up. Nobody cares about it though. The lush caves. Realistically, this place is most definitely not very fit for normal survival mode. It's a very, very plain world up on the surface, but if you slide it under the ground, you'll actually be able to find the lush caves inside of the current caves. A world like this one right here might actually be kind of fun for some kind of survival challenge with the boys. Back to the ocean with night vision. If you're lucky while sailing around in the ocean, you might end up finding a shipwreck. Shipwrecks are actually huge for Minecraft 1.17. If you're looking for the moss block, a pretty cool new block, maybe for decoration, maybe mining, something like that, then check a shipwreck. In the front chest of shipwrecks, the junk chest, you could actually find the moss block. Life hack number 6 probably won't change your life too much, but did you know there's a different loading screen? This other loading screen is way better than the red one in my opinion. Go into the accessibility settings and look for monochrome logo. Turn it on. Exit the game, restart the game, load it up, and this is the new logo. Not exactly life-changing, but so much cleaner. Life hack number 7. Eventually, once you've been in your world for enough time, you're probably going to find a village. If you're lucky and you find a village with stone mason villagers inside of that village, then you actually have the chance to get one of the new items. Now, the chance that you're going to have to get that new item is going to vary depending on the version of the game that you play. On Java, you'll have a 2 in 7 chance. On Bedrock, you'll have a 1 in 4 chance. Your odds are better. But if that village that you find has a stone mason villager and you get it up to the journeyman level, there is a chance that journeyman villager will sell 4 dripstone blocks for 1 emerald. Definitely probably a little bit easier to just find these things generating down in the caves, but if it's not working for you, you don't like the caves, try this out. Life hack number 8. Really? Honestly, this one makes me so sad. When I bone meal an azalea bush, I will get an oak tree with azalea leaves. It doesn't have azalea wood, but it does come with 1 new block. Well, actually 3. Of course, a new tree type means new leaf type. So we have azalea leaf and then flowering azalea leaf. But also, down below this thing, 1 block of rooted dirt. Yes, that's right. Consistently, every single time when you bone meal an azalea bush into an oak tree with azalea leaves, you'll get azalea leaves, but also a block of rooted dirt. 1 block every time? Yeah, it's going to be hard to get a lot of these things, but it is possible. Number 9. The 1.17 update added a lot of new light sources. Candles. They're amazing. But candles aren't the only light sources that came to the game in 1.17. If you have a silk touch pickaxe and an amethyst geode, there's another option. Did you know that amethyst clusters actually give off light? Now, the smallest cluster doesn't give off very much light at all, light level 1, but the bigger one gives off a little bit more, the next bigger one gives off a little bit more, and then finally, the fully grown one actually gives off a decent amount of light level 5. It won't really block spawns in 1.17, but with that 1.18 mob spawning change, it's actually a viable light source. But for now, in 1.17, it might be a little bit better of an idea to just stick to the candle because it can actually light things up. Number 10. Grab a lightning rod, place it down, place a candle on top, and you have the perfect candle stand. Now, one candle alone isn't going to light up very much space, but it looks really, really good. The more candles that you put on top of this thing, the stranger it starts to look, for sure. The candles start to hang off of it, which kind of ruins the immersion, but it does kind of look cool. If you're all about functionality though, instead of a candle, swap things out for a torch, place a lightning rod down, torch on top of the thing, and it works out perfectly. If you're used to building with glass, then you know that breaking this up by hand, just wasted. It literally goes away. Well, tinted glass is a 1.17 thing, and if you didn't know, you can actually break this stuff with your hand. It's amazing. Tinted glass is actually really, really amazing too if you have an amethyst geode farm setup, because it literally doubles your glass. Now, definitely, this one is going to be way more useful for you if you have a good amethyst farm setup or just a lot of extra shards. But yeah, if you're working with glass and you need a lot of it, and you have an amethyst farm setup, consider just using tinted glass instead. Combining glass with amethyst shards will literally double the amount of glass that you have, and it's way easier to work with, because if you place something wrong, you can just break it with your hand. Copper is one of the most interesting ores to be added to the game ever, because the block itself actually ages. It's kind of insane. If you like the oxidized copper look though, this is not efficient at all. If you're trying to oxidize your copper quickly and efficiently, place a copper block down, count 4 blocks, and then place another one. If you space your copper blocks out like this, they will oxidize faster. Lucky number 13. In Minecraft 1.17, once you found lapis, sometimes you found diamond. So using lapis to locate diamonds is actually pretty simple. First, find lapis. Then, after that, find the negative Z direction. So the direction that Z goes down, so that's going to be this way for me. Then turn chunk borders on with F3 and G. As long as you're not crossing a chunk boundary, all that you need to do is count 4 blocks. So it doesn't look like I'm going to. So from the lapis, we have 1 right there. Then this is going to be 2. Then this is going to be 3. And then finally, this is going to be 4. We're still inside of the chunk, and we're definitely within diamond range, which means it's time to dig down. Now, of course, be careful. You could fall into lava. And also, unfortunately, this will not always work. It's not a guaranteed thing. You just have a pretty good chance. So digging all the way down, and actually, would you look at that? Diamonds right there. It worked out. That's actually kind of perfect, and I think these might be like the lowest diamonds that I've ever found. 3 diamonds, just like that. Very simple. There are also a couple other ways to find diamonds. I recently dropped a guide episode on it. I'll leave a card on screen now. Check it out if you want to find diamonds. Right now, I would say it's pretty obvious that we're inside of a mine shaft. Inside of mine shafts, if you're lucky, you can actually find glowberries. It won't happen every time, but you'll have a pretty good chance that you'll be able to find glowberries generating inside of the minecart loot chests. Number 15. When it comes to food, glowberries aren't really the best option, but when it comes to decoration and also climbing, glowberry vines are great. Maybe you have some kind of jungle-themed build, consider using glowberry vines because you can actually climb them, and these are by far the best looking vine in the entire game. Maybe hang them from an oak tree or something. Yeah, a pretty cool way to go up and down. If you're into redstone contraptions, you probably already knew this, but in 1.17, the dispenser got a new functionality. Place the dispenser down with some kind of copper block in front of it, put honeycombs inside of the dispenser, and then power the dispenser, and your copper block will be automatically waxed. Or manually waxed. With a couple more redstone components like observers, you could definitely automate this though. It's kind of cool. Wandering Trader is all bad news, really, but if you want some of the new 1.17 things, the Wandering Trader is your only option, actually. If you're looking for the really nice-looking small Dripleaf plant, then the Wandering Trader is 100% the only way to go. You're going to have to wait for a Wandering Trader to spawn, and then hopefully eventually offer the trade. And this trade offer, it definitely isn't going to happen every single time, too. Like, look at all of these traders. This is an island full of them, and not a single small Dripleaf offer. You can get things like moss blocks from the trader, but you could also just find those in a shipwreck like we talked about earlier. But small Dripleaf, literally the only way. And come on, my guy. Come on. Yeah, wow, I'm actually having really bad luck even finding this trade. There's pointed dripstone right there. You can find that in the cave. Rooted dirt right there. You can get it from the tree. Finally, here it is right there. The small Dripleaf trade. It's 1 emerald for 2 of the things. Not really the best offer at all. And yeah, I had a lot of like really, really bad luck. It won't happen every time at all. But it's the only way to get small Dripleaf. If you want small Dripleaf, Wandering Trader. It's the way to go. For sure. The small Dripleaf plant itself is actually pretty cool. It goes in water. You can place it in water. Look at this thing. It looks really, really good. Now, if you want to upgrade this thing to be able to be placed in a couple more spots, you need bone meal. Bone meal this thing and you get the big Dripleaf plant. So from that one, I got 4. I could place this down and bone meal it again and keep growing it. Or I could place it down and stand on it. Now, if I stand on it, you probably already know you will fall through it. But did you know if you put a redstone signal into the leaf, then that actually will never break. You can stand on it forever. You can make a staircase with this, some kind of decoration or something. You're going to have to hide the redstone a little bit better. But yeah, it's kind of cool. The one thing that does make this a little bit tricky though, the power needs to actually go into the leaf. It can't go into the vine. If it goes into the vine, it's not going to work. So yeah. Did you know there are some creative-only items in 1.17? The first thing can be found in the creative inventory. It's pretty simple. It's the Spore Blossom. Spore Blossom is pretty cool. It goes on the bottom of a block, puts particles out into the air. You've probably seen the thing before. Yeah, it's cool. The other things are behind commands only. You'll have to use the give command to get the brand new light block, to get the bundle, and to get the skulk sensor. The light block is actually a fully finished feature. It's an invisible light source, so it will be a creative only feature forever. The skulk sensor, the bundle though, they won't always be creative only. In 1.18, they'll be in the actual update, but for now, because they're unfinished, creative only, behind the command. Life hack number 20 might be a little bit more useful to you if it actually works with your base. Glow lichen. Glow lichen is pretty cool. Glow lichen can be placed on any side of a block. The top, bottom side, doesn't matter at all. It can even be placed in the same block like that. Glow lichen also kind of looks interesting. It can go on every single block in the game, which means glow lichen is actually an option for a path. You can put it on grass like this and it looks like that. Or you could pair it with something like concrete, insanely flat, put the glow lichen on top of it, it breaks it off a little bit, adds some speckles to it, and it looks decent. The glow lichen is going to do a great job of breaking up that flat concrete texture, and in my opinion, it looks pretty cool. The other nice thing about glow lichen, it glows, which means your path at nighttime, literally glowing. Life hack number 21. So let's say you have a large area that you're trying to clear out, but you just don't have a beacon, you don't have a very good pickaxe. But you do have moss blocks and bone meal. Place a moss block down, bone meal it. Moss will spread all around, and then you can literally just break the moss blocks with your hand. It is so quick, like way quicker than digging the space out with a pickaxe. But wait, there's more. There's an even better way to do this. So start the same. Place a moss block down, bone meal it to spread the moss. Now you can do this over and over and over again to get rid of all the stone and some other types of blocks in an area like gravel, diorite, things like that. Then grab a hoe, and it doesn't even need to be a good hoe, just like a stone hoe. Use a stone hoe on the moss blocks, and you're literally insta-mining. You're literally clearing this out so quickly. With a stone hoe, it's going to use a lot of durability, so you're going to have to get a little bit of stone. But look at this thing. Like, it's so quick. Honestly, the more that I think about it, it's kind of crazy. The developers actually put this in the update like this because it's insane. Like, it's so quick. Life hack number 22. I'm going to be honest. I don't know who this is going to be useful for, but do whatever you want with this information. You can actually break dripstone with tridents. Number 23. I promise, powder snow isn't entirely useless. Get powder snow, place it down, get a skeleton inside of it, and then wait. Eventually, the skeleton is going to start shaking. That means it's working. The skeleton is cold. And then give it a little bit more time, and eventually the skeleton will freeze all the way and turn into a stray. And then you can take the stray out, and if you're lucky, actually get real stray drops. The arrow of slowness. You can actually farm these things. Number 24. So I can't remember where I saw this one first exactly. I'm pretty sure it was like Instagram or something. It's going to involve a couple things. A building block, a sign, some orange dye, and a glowing sack. First, place a building block down and then put a sign on it. Then fill the sign up with something. It could be like really whatever symbol you want. I think I'm going to go with this one. We're going to fill the sign up all the way with this. Now, there are way more creative designs that you could come up with. This is just an example, but there we go. A sign with a lot of lines. Now we're going to dye it orange, and then we're going to use a glowing sack on it, and look at it. It kind of looks like a light. So we take the sign and do it again on this side, do it again on this side, and do it again on this side, and then we have an interesting looking light that actually looks like it's glowing. Maybe fancy this up a little bit more with a fence down below it, a trapdoor on top of it, and then maybe wait for it to become nighttime and check it out. It actually looks like a light is actually glowing. In something like a modern city build, this might actually be a pretty cool way to make a streetlight. Of course, it works with all the colors. Another potential use for this would be a car. If you're building a car build, maybe you put a couple of these on the front, and just like that, headlights. They look like they're actually working. It's kind of cool. And finally, number 25, another building life hack. I saw this down in my comments section. It involves two things: azalea bush, a moss block right on top. Look at it. It's a tall bush now. It's so simple. Now you can do this over and over and over again and make like a wall of hedges or something. Or you can just do one or like randomly place down. The texture blends almost flawlessly and it looks so nice. Like, look at this. Now we have hedges right there next to this house. Like, that's a nice looking house. It also is going to work on a shorter scale with a moss carpet on top. Now, I don't know. It doesn't really add too much to the azalea bush. At that point, you just leave it alone. But yeah, it's pretty cool looking. It's a nice plant life hack. 25 Minecraft 1.17 life hacks. That's it. If you made it to this point of the video, thank you. Do you have an extra life hack? If you do, throw it down in the comments below. Leave a like if you liked it, subscribe for more. Check out my links there down in the description, and I'll see you tomorrow. Goodbye.